Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And we were looking at the lovely elephant parade and I was saying I just love this. And if you remember, I stamped out a lot of different images and then die cut them, but I didn't do this one. Well, I have now coloured him in and cut him out, and if you remember, I have used, it's exactly the size of them, I have used a piece of the DSP backing paper, so it's quite thick. You can see how it's quite thick, which I like for some of the die cuts, particularly as little characters like that. And I've just coloured him in smoky slate and dark and light in the blends. So I've done that. I then thought Botanical Layers. Now, if you remember, this one I absolutely love, and I have done quite a few of them that I keep in a little jiffy bag in there. And I turned around and said, you know, when you're stamping, stamp out a whole sheet, keep it in a little jiffy bag, and then put it inside your case. Then when you need some, you've always got some. So I thought, let's play around with both of these. Let's play around with what I've got. So we're using up a little piece of scrap. So I had a piece like this. If you remember, we were doing this on both sides to go with the last card. And so all I've done is I've just sort of torn a piece on there because I want the elephant to be grounded, and there's nothing in here to ground it apart from these dies, which you can cut out the pieces. Let me show you the one I did the other day. And you can see on here you've got this lovely little grassy bit that means that the elephant's sort of sitting and is not floating in the air. You can see that the little mouse is floating in the air, but I think he's just bounced off the What a Happy Day, so I can go with that. However, on this one, I've taken a standard base. So again, I'm really into this parakeet party. Just love it. Piece of white cardstock in on here, and that's going to go in. So I need this on its own to start off with, because what I want to do is I want to put this piece down at the bottom, and then I'm going to stick it and then cut it off so that it fits perfectly where I want it. So I've literally, you can see I've just torn it, and it just gives a ground effect without it being very uniform and stepped up. So, you know, if I took this, it would be very flat, whereas if you just tear it a little bit, you've got this nice look, which is more like ground would be. You know, ground's not going to be completely straight unless you're on a sort of a tarmacy piece. So I'm just doing it like that, and then I'm going to, let me get my snips. I'm just literally going to take the piece off the bottom here so that it comes in and fits nicely in the card. So we'll have one on there and one on there. Okay, so that's our ground piece. That's where our little elephant is going to go, because then he's walking along on something, and these are pretty because they're little flowers. So I've done these in the Orchid Oasis and the Starry Sky. So they're all the in colours, and I'm going to take just those two. I don't want to have I've done some in the turquoise. Can't think of the colour of the turquoise for a minute. Let's see if we've got it on here. Probably not. Orchid Oasis, Parakeet Party, Starry Sky. So I thought I would do, and I want to have, so the elephant is going to come, that's my little bit that's there. The elephant's going to come down here, and I want these bits to be fairly high up. So again, I'm going to stick them on and then cut them off. So I'm going to have two of the pale, and then a dark bit in the front. So let me just put these on, and these I fussy cut out because there isn't a die for it, but it just shows that you don't have to have dies all the time. You can fussy cut things out and they look, you know, just as good. So I'm going to have this one in on the top here, and it's going to come out like this. I'm just sticking it down, and we're going to have another one, and again that's going to come in over the top. And I might have that in with dimensionals. Still got my dimensionals out. I think we need mini ones with these. So I'm just going to put some minis in on here. And then another one in on that little bit there. And this one can come in on, oops, there. I've just taken the top off of there. Right, so let's take these little pieces off. Oh, that's the one that came off. So we can pop this one on. And this one is then going to come in over the top, and that gives it a little bit of dimension in on there. Like that. And then we've got, I would like a dark one to come in over the top, and again that's going to go up with dimensionals. So again I'm using the minis, and we'll have one there, on the top, one sort of in the middle, because as I say I am going to trim this down because I don't want it to be, and I got the inspiration from this. There's a new stamp set and die in the catalogue, which is wisteria. And I thought, oh, you know, this plant is supposed to sort of go up that way, but it doesn't, it would actually work hanging down. And I thought again, you know, it'd be really sweet with the elephant. I love the flowers and the things that the elephant has. There's a little flower in there which makes it look quite sweet, but I thought that it would look quite nice. Do I want this about there? No, it's got to come in on here a bit, so it's got to come up a bit with the colour, and then maybe I need to put another one in. So this is a darker one. Maybe I need to put this one in just underneath so it can just hang down. I might just going to ease this little piece off for a minute because it's only just stuck down, because I want some in the height, but I also want some that aren't. Let's just take this little piece off of here. I want the dimension of it, and this one needs to just have a little extra piece in underneath. You can see that I didn't completely stamp that one. It doesn't matter because that's going in underneath. So I'm just building it up as layers, because I think if you've got a few layers going on, it gives you that sort of dimension going on. So this one is going to come in underneath like that. And that one's then going to come in over the top like that. So we've got stuck down and stuck up with dimensionals. And then all I need to do again is to turn it over, and we're going to trim this off because we don't want the stalks of this. So just take that right the way along the edge, and you've then got this coming down, which I think looks quite good. Then we've got the little elephant, so the little elephant's going to come on, and I've taken, because I need the sentiment on first of all, so what a happy day, and again I've just got a little piece of, okay, so that can go in, and I might have it with a flag tail, I'm not quite sure, but that definitely needs to sort of come in on the top. Okay, I can put this down on here, because I want the two colours to come up. I could flagtail it. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to have it as it is. This is going to just come in over the top. So this is the designer series paper, but is another pattern. And I can just, I don't need to take my trimmer for this. I can just eyeball to where I want it and cut it straight down. So that's then going to come in here somewhere. I think probably about there. But what I want to do is I want to add just a tiny little bit, and I don't know whether, I think I'm going to do it in the pail because I want the little elephant to be holding one of the little stems. So I can just take it off of here. Take it up where the little flower is, and you can see it's very easy to cut round them because all you need to do is to just turn your scissors, turn your card stock as you're turning it around, and then you can have, there we go. So the little elephant can then be holding just a little piece. Yes, that works beautifully. Okay, so I need him up with dimensionals, and you can see I use this for doing the colouring of something on the other side, but we'll have one there and we'll have one up there. So the elephant's got the dimensionals on, which is what we want. So he can go in like that, which is perfect. This is then going to go in just in sort of underneath so that he's holding it, but I might have that just stuck down. And do I want this up with dimensionals or do I want it flat? Let's have a look at it on the card base. Yes, that's going to have to go flat. So, and I need to be able to stick this down just a little bit with some glue or some dimensionals, because where I've cut it, it's just hanging off a little bit, which we don't want. So let's put this one in. This is going to go flat because I don't want it to go high. And this is what I like doing, is mixing dimensionals with non-dimensionals, so flat and dimensionals in at the same time, because then you've got different layers coming through. So this is going to come in, and I don't want this with dimensionals either. It's going to just come in underneath with a little bit of a stalk on this one, and then it's going to go just underneath, just over the top of there. So it looks as if the elephant is very sweetly holding on to that. Now all I need to do is to take these pieces and I need to just glue them to each other. So I can take a little bit of glue in on here. Can't even see if it's coming out or not. I think it probably is. That's definitely coming out on there. That's coming out on there. So I think if I then just put these pieces in, they will stick nicely down, nice and flat. Turn it on the other side so I can then just make sure that it's glued down nicely. That's better. So that's tucked on there. We've still got the pieces coming up. This can then go in on here. And you've got a really rather pretty card with lots of hanging foliage coming down from the Botanical, what's it called? Botanical Layers, I think. Yes, Botanical Layers. And it's just another, you know, if you wanted the wisteria, grab the wisteria, you could do it with that. But if you're trying to be a little bit frugal, you can mix and match and put things in together. And I think that this actually goes beautifully on here. So you've got the colours coming through beautifully. Like that. So we've got this coming out, we've got some layers and things going on, which is lovely. And then all I would do is to put it onto a white card base, which is, let's put it on that one, so we'll have it that way up, which will make it look beautiful. I just need to get my bone folder out so I can just put this on here like that. So let me just fold it flat, so we can have, you can see I've got a little blob on that one, but it doesn't matter because this is going over the top of it. And again, you know, if you want to be even more frugal, don't do what I'm doing on here, but cut out, and you've seen me do it lots of times, cut something out of your base before you put it on, because you don't actually need to have your base solid. You can take pieces out of it quite easily. So here we go. Look at that. I think that that's adorable. You know, you can put some twinklies on it if you want to, but I think that, you know, what a happy day with the lovely little elephant holding up a little bit that he's obviously taken off from the top. Just makes it look absolutely beautiful. So the stamp sets we've used for this are the Elephant Parade, and it's this little image. And then we've used the Botanical Layers, and that is this one, which I've die cut lots of. And as I say, I think it just looks absolutely beautiful. And then the elephant dies just for cutting out the little elephant. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.